ISO 20022, uh, one of the most commonly discussed topics in technology committees of boardrooms, more because it is coming with a huge amount of transition and investment with a time dagger ticking on one's head. So you have to get this done before November 2025, and there is a lot of pressure to get this in place, right? We at Cedar have been doing a lot of work with banks in providing assurance in the compliance of ISO 20022, but more so from a standpoint of value realization. I think there is a significant difference between doing things for the sake of compliance and doing things in a way where the investment delivers value. To start with, in most situations when banks tend to look at the transformation or the transition, as we do from MT to MX, the context generally remains with, how do I deal with the new data standards, and how do I get that done either with a translator, or I'm actually getting to change my systems, and the focus is actually on getting some of these messages, both incoming and outgoing, to align with the new standards. But what you tend to actually miss out as blind spots is the fact that you have to have a framework that addresses all the four components that goes into the new ISO framework. Of course, it's data, it's technology, it's people and processes, and it's DTPP as we call it. The data from the standpoint that we have to make sure that all the elements of what we need as enriched data that is required to be in compliance is in place. And how do you enrich it? What is your source at which it's getting enriched? Is it being enriched with a translator for the sake of it? Are you really using the data down the line? Are you actually creating value from the process of data enrichment? That's where the devil is in the detail, right? Similarly, when we go to the technology angle, the blind spot tends to be on some of these systems that actually get either overlooked or tend to actually be forgotten, that they actually play a critical component in the value stream. It may not be the originator, or let's say the message generator, but they actually are in the life cycle of what goes through that message. And therefore, looking at the entire ecosystem of technology applications becomes critical. The third piece is actually on people, which is to do with managing the change, making sure people are trained, they're ready for the change, because in a lot of circumstances, the people change is aligned with the process change. When I say people change, I mean the change management that needs to be in place. It's also aligned with the processes that have to be in place. So, for example, if you may have to do a fair bit of straight through processing, which is different from what things were before, or you are required to actually be capturing information at some points, which because you are a downstream application, may have to be now reviewed differently from what was done before, and so on and so forth, right? So, in essence, I think the enrichment of data is also an opportunity for value realization, right? I mean, this is for looking at how do I optimize my payment architecture, right? How do I bring in efficiency improvement through automation and straight through processing? How can I bring in new products, right? By leveraging ISO and enrich data. I mean, you can have new use cases, right? For example, you could have an enhanced remittance information in place, your real-time analytics that could actually be enhanced through this, personalized payment solutions that could be offered, and so on and so forth, right? So, in essence, when we actually tend to do this, what we call as an assurance, ISO 200 assurance, it has two components: a diagnosis of what actually has been done across these four areas, data, technology, people, and process. But more importantly, how could one genuinely realize the value? And this value realization is something that banks should take note of, because ultimately, there is millions of dollars that are being invested in this transformation, and unless you actually have a concerted effort to realize the value, it could be an opportunity loss.